me on the camera. Good evening, and welcome to Metaverse Masterminds, episode 23. Mastering the art of monkey business, all the way live from the Rock of Gibraltar this evening. Pleased to be everybody that's online, on air, watching. Good evening, Winnie. How are you doing?
Hi, excellent. Yeah, we're going to see the rock. You're going to take us outside.
It's dark and wet. It's terrible here. Yeah, it's just not good enough at all. Just bear with me. I'm just getting some messages through the private chat in the back office. Yeah, unfortunately, it's dark and wet and gloomy here, Winnie. It's really cold and horrible. But it's going to be nicer in the week. So what we're planning on doing is getting some footage through the week. So we've got plenty of, video and so forth for next week's show. But yes, we're here. It has been beautiful weather. But unfortunately, we've got a couple of days of volatile rain. And let's face it, when it does rain over here, by God, does it rain? So how's Peter, Winnie?
He's doing really well, actually. He walked for the first time this week.
That's awesome.
15 steps in total. Yeah, which is major. Yeah. So
that's great progress. I'm really, really pleased to hear that. Excellent. Okay, Winnie, let's go and say a quick hi to our private buddykins. Let's see if we can get her on screen. Hi. Private buddykins. Here she is.
I can't actually put my mic on, but you might be able to hear me.
We can hear you.
Excellent. And there's a little snapshot of our apartment over here in the background with Sarah. So yeah, we're having a great deal of fun over here, and we're trying to relax, to be honest, but it's not easy, is it, when everything's going on? We've also got our great friend Dorian. Good evening, Dorian. Can you hear us, sir?
Hi, how you doing, buddy? Glad to be here.
Your volume's very quiet, Dorian. Are you there?
Glad to be here. Glad to be back in the States.
We can.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. How are you feeling now? I know you didn't feel very well when you got back.
Yeah, I was a little sick. It was tough on the flight back. It was 20 hours of flying. I actually had to fly in to get home. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Dorian, you're flying to work time," but going through the airports, 20 hours of flying, I felt like cattle. But glad to be back home. I feel better. When I landed, I had to sleep for about 7 days. It was tough. I was like, what kind of bug did I catch on the way home? But I'm glad to be back in play.
Excellent. And it's great to have you on the show as well, Dorian. I must admit, a 20-hour flight must have been quite grueling because, like I say, ours was only 2.5 to 3 hours, but we went to Gatwick Airport overnight and it was enough. I mean, it was 2 days with no sleep, or pretty much 2 days with no sleep. So we know what it's like, and that's only a short haul flight, sir. So big kudos to you for going and doing what you did. We really appreciate. Now, hopefully we'll get you on in a couple of minutes. I'll just go through the first bits of info and then we'll get you on, because we do realise that Dorian's an extremely busy chap. Okay, have we got anyone on in the chat box? Nobody just yet. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go straight in and give Dorian the floor, because I do understand that he's wanted by many, many people to help out with certain things. So, Dorian, it's all your stage, mate. What have you got to tell us? What info can you share with our community? Because it's all happening, sir, isn't it?
It's happening. Guys, things are, it may seem like things are a little rocky right now. Things are kind of slowed up with some of the withdrawals. Some had some hierarchy concerns that are back office concerns. What I can tell you is the verse is extremely liquid. Hurting for cash, they're not in debt. I firsthand, and I will continue to be. So it's kind of like when you hear the back off. Oh my God, we're having this hyper situation come up again. But I can assure you, it's not that. Um, when you go there, you get to see their homes. You get to go to the office. They have many offices around the world, and they have some challenges. One of the challenges that they have is when I landed this time, the biggest challenge was that they needed to disconnect from Hyper, and I agree with them. I disagree on that. I'm 100% on board with disconnect from all things Hyper. And guys, that was their main. When they made the decision to disconnect from Hyper, there was some money that exchanged hands again, millions. And I'm going to tell you exactly, leave that up to Jonah and Neo and the VC capital, but it was over millions that they sent to Hyper to cover the community that's presently here now. The other thing that was happening for them is they expected a certain percentage of Hyper members to be over here. Now, we do have a little over 200,000 here now, which is great. Really excited about the 200,000 here. The VC capital is all 1.8 million. And I part of the crowd that's like, stick with the 200,000 you have. In a sense, the VC beginning, our venture capitalists, which helped fund this project for us to get in the way of the Web 2 to Web 3, which could be a $30 trillion opportunity. The communities that we've built is important. The 200,000 members we have now, it puts us in a position in the Web 3 market. Now, would we like it to be 1.8 million? Absolutely. But guys, right now, as it speaks, is in a great position for Web 3, number one. Number two, Universal is not in any financial issue. They are 100%. Their biggest problem that they have is the time resource to disconnect from the Universal, from Hyper. They have to do it. Them trying to commit it's hard. Their term for it. It's difficult for them to communicate with the people that handle the service of Hypertech. Stop. All of us members and that when I set up my account, I did the one-click login that has to connect to the Hyper server before I get into the digital server. The problem with that is kind of login issues, and they are going to find a way to get that off of there. That Hypertech connected to the server, and now there's a lot of resources that goes into that, time and money, and they have a limited amount of resources. Time, and money. The Hypertech staff, all of them are gone. They were all laid off immediately. Ever since last check, those of us that had community managers that were connected to that Hyper side, if you notice it anymore, they've got a new set of group coming in straight from Universal. The other issue that they had is HPT token. From Jonah, you heard from Neo, you heard from Ash or some of the other leaders at Universal. I was sitting there in the room as fly on the wall when Neo and some of the venture capitalists walked in the room, and they were visibly upset about how the HPT token was affecting the liquidity from the investments that they initially for Universal members, which is us. And specifically for some of us Hypertech dogs, I'm a wounded warrior in Hyper, whatever, us wounded warriors from Hyperverse, specifically some of the money that was for our TFAs. So that HP token really affecting that. And just to kind of give you guys one, there are some people that maybe should have spoke up about it sooner inside of Diversal. Some visible for that. So to disconnect from the HPT, it is something that had to be done. It was taking up a lot of liquidity. They had to pump some more funds in there to make up for that mistake. So that was a mistake, and they're open to it. So some of them think it was a mistake to have that token in the site whatsoever. So they've got to get that HPT. And to their, I'll give them credit, as I was a fly on the wall. If it was me and I didn't create the hyper problem, I would have got that token out of there right away. But the leaders there and the venture capitalists, they had their mind on us hypertech wounded warriors, meaning they didn't just want to abruptly get it out of there. They were ways to take more resources and make sure we as a community, some of us that have over hundreds or millions of HPT token, I'm part of that member, that we wouldn't just lose out completely. So they're finding ways to set up some type of liquidity mining program, replace a token where we can print DAO T token in place of that. Now, those are things they haven't talked about. Those are things they're strategizing right now. Is it out there yet? Yes, they have a time. It's not out there yet, but they have a time resource issue important. I can tell you it's separation from hypertech, but they haven't forgot that some of us that have loads of HPT need to get something out of it. So they've got something coming for us, and they don't have to do it. If it was me, I might, but they're better than I am. And I thank God for that. Okay. The other thing I would say is those of you that are below, that are not masks, if you're below that, they did something very responsible. I was there in the when we were eating dinner. It was some of the VC money. Adil was there. Neil was there. The players, Ash, Jonah, the players are there. Some of the people in their back office that work on, our things were there. So I'm sitting there and I'm quiet. Again, like I say, I don't have a dog in that fight, but I'm just a guy in the room observing. I'm you observing. I'm Kev. I'm General Kev. I'm just observing with your eyes, and I bring the information back to you. So I'm there for you. So I'm sitting there. I don't have a dog in a fight. Saying, Dorian, we're going to do something. We need to, every time we withdraw. Now, they didn't say Dorian. They said, guys, every time we withdraw, Hypertech gets money. We need to stop that now. But what we're going to do is we're going to be responsible with it. We're not going to hurt the novice members. We're going to let them continue to withdraw so they can continue to go. But the leaders, we're going to ask you to step up. The guys that are able to withdraw large sums, the guys that are leaders, you are us. Dorian, and they looked at me, Dorian, you're us. The leaders on your team are us. We're asking for your help. We're asking for you to lead. Hold this community together, but you're the ones that tend to gain the most when we get done what we need to get done. So we're asking you to step up and lead. If Hyperverse had done that, it would still be alive. They didn't do that. They were very stupid or unaware of the community concerns. And I don't mean to say that live, but it's true. Okay. This company, I was very proud of that decision. Now, so I was one of those affected, but I totally agree with that. I don't want anybody that needs their money to be restricted because of anything that I'm doing. I need to, and I'm really take responsibility for that. I'm with it. Why? I can gain the most when it wins. I have to earn the right to get that money. Us leaders have to earn that right. So they were putting us on the chopping block too. That is responsible. I respected them for it. Yes, it's tough, Some of us epics or masters have to step up. Now, with that problem, they only had 2 guys that handled withdrawals. They handled withdrawals and they can buy and land using the HPT token. Okay. That was a huge debacle, mistake, disaster, created nightmare. It was there, seeing their facial expressions. Trust me, it cost Diversal millions on top of millions. And as they were explaining that disaster, a lot of it, because I'm not a technical person, I didn't understand. But what I understand is people handling us buying land and offsetting the land with the HPT token, which Hypertech owns the right to. Diversal does not. It created a huge accounting bottleneck and nightmare. And then when we did the withdrawals, it was like opening the floodgates for a problem. So even though that was happening for the members that were not Epic and Master, they still allowed those withdrawals. If that was me and it was my VC money, I would have stopped it for everybody. Again, thank God it wasn't me. The problem is they're behind now. They're behind. 200,000 members trying to withdraw, 2 people fixing a problem. There is a line. There is a line. Are they hiring more people to fix it? Guys, they are.
That's right.
They really are.
Can I add something to this, Dorian?
Yes.
One of the biggest problems as well is as soon as there's any hint of a rumble in the jungle, so to speak, everybody tries to withdraw, and it creates an even bigger problem.
Yes.
This is half the issue, and I've been privileged to be able to join some of these big meetings, like and I've got to admit, Dorian, when you hear it from the horse's mouth, when you hear the full story, you understand the situation. Now, this is the problem with people, members on the groups that don't connect all the dots in order to see the real problem. And the real problem, in all fairness, isn't a massive problem. It's just something that they need to work through that takes time. Yeah. If people understood that principle of it is a big problem, but they are working through it and it will take time to get through it, they wouldn't be so worried as they are. Now, some people might say, well, it's all right you saying that, Kev. People don't understand that I am a master level and I haven't had withdrawals. Now, think about this, guys. Where am I now? I'm not at home. I'm in Gibraltar. This trip to Gibraltar is for 2 reasons. One, to look at a wider crypto audience for Diversal, because when I get into the swing of things, I will be going and, seeking business opportunities for the team, guys. Yeah. There's plenty of crypto engagement going on in Gibraltar at the moment, and I want to be part of that. I want to introduce Diversal into Gibraltar if I can. Okay. Now, that's taken money. So you may be saying, well, if you're not getting withdrawals, why have you done this? That's confidence, guys. That's confidence, because believe me, I can't afford to do this if I wasn't confident that Diversal is going to get back on track. I would never have gone on this trip if I didn't think that things are going to get back on track. It's as simple as that. Now, I've come to that result because I've had that privilege of going to those meetings with Neo and Jonah and Dorian. And thank you, Dorian, for, organizing that for me to be able to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Now I get it. Now, clearly, guys, not everybody can go to these Zooms. Not everybody can go to them because everybody would bombard them. Why can't I get my withdrawals? I want my withdrawals. Yes, we understand that. That's not an issue. But get the right information and then sit and think it out. Because once you see the bigger picture, Yeah, it makes it all a lot clearer and easier to understand. Is that right, Dorian?
Yes, it's much bigger than what's in front of your 2 feet. It's guys, it's bigger than that. And a lot of us, and I was that way too. I just want my money. I just want my money. I just want my money. This thing is so much bigger than our TFA and what we're owed. It is way bigger. And a lot of you missed the fact that a $30 trillion movement, that much money, a little portion of that falling on you would kill you. It would kill us all. Like, it's that big of an opportunity. It is way bigger than your putrid TFA amount. Trust me when I tell you, and when you see it, you will laugh like I'm trying to hold my laughter back. You understand? This little bitty issue, it's not even really an issue. What I can tell you, based on me using my time resource and limited financial resources to fly out to Germany, Dubai, China, Russia, to fly around this world to get information for us, it is costing me a lot. For me to do that, I mean, like, I'm just a regular black guy with a cat footed. I am nothing special. I am you fighting wounded warrior, wounded hyper warrior, trying to help our community survive. That's all I am. Okay, so think about it. For me to do that as that guy, okay, that should tell you something. It should tell you a lot. Okay, I'm a wounded warrior like you too. Now, with that said, I can tell you, because of background, a lot of it I can't even explain because I'm not smart enough. Some of you are a lot more smart than me, but they are liquid, they are fine, they are backed by trillions. There's a trust line, it is 1.2 trillion in that trust, managed by energy sector. Some of the stuff is just way above my head, okay? But the resources are there. No is not some random business guy that came out of, he is kind of, I look at him like the Donald Trump of China, maybe bigger. Okay. He has offices, I am not kidding, paid for, debt free, that are bigger than Trump Towers. Not one, but many. The guy is successful beyond what you can think. Diversal is just a speck of what he's doing, if that makes sense. The guy, and at our community, studying our actions, they kind of think of it as we hold the key to protect ourselves too. And they're watching us and they're telling us the key to protect ourselves and get in the way of $1 trillion movement. And they're seeing how this data, and you're part of the data, moves. And what are some of the ways we can protect ourselves? Before I tell you, I'm going to say best position that we can ever think of being, period. Everything is stacked up for us to win. I am not kidding. We've won already, but we've got to get out of our own way. Dow T token is our window. It is insane. Those of you, now I'm not an MLMer. I don't even know how to be an MLMer. I don't know how to do it. What do we call it? Multi-level marketing. I'm just the guy trying to get my money back, right? I'm that guy. But I also have mad vision. But for you out there that have big teams, think of the world is moving towards Web3. We have 3 proprietary products coming out. Dow is connected to our land and our planets. It is connected to it. It is part of it. Dow T has a utility connected to those non-fungible tokens that right now we bought them for as little as $10 or as high as $3,000, or some of us $62,000. I'm not telling you what to do, but some of us have bought into this good old boys network, knowing nothing more than we're getting some rewards daily. And that's all we're thinking about. We can't see past on 2 feet. We're about those daily rewards and want to withdraw those. Guys, it is so much bigger than that. These little the NFTs we've got as part of the vision. It is not even the key. The key is the DAO-T token that provides the world the opportunity to get in part in the way of the Web3 movement and the Web3 movement and the Web3 products without being in our good old boys network. So now our good old boys network is above the world. The world is our downline. Blockchain is your downline. Do you understand? Universal ranked last in the Web3 movement. They're ranked 5 in it. Like in the Web3 movement capital of the world, the business center, the Epic Business Center in Dubai. Prime Minister of Dubai invested in it. They are ranked number 5. When they're interviewing companies or doing the background checks to get companies, 99% of the companies fail. The biggest banks in the world weren't able to get in here. They would vet them for 5 and 6 months and then decline them. Approved in 30 days. That's how far down the rabbit hole or up the food chain that Universal is. They are set, and we own a ecosystem. Although our 200,000 members are upsetting to some of us, we want it to be million. It is huge, the Web3 market. We have a spot with the big boys. The DAO-T token connected to our lands that we're buying, connected to all the products. 2 of them launch in April that the world will see. The only way they're getting in it is that DAO-T or the community is our downline.
Absolutely.
Where it's going. You want me to add more to it? Yeah, I'll add more.
Yeah, in a second. I mean, look at the passion of that man. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, Dorian, you're a man on fire, mate. You know, your fingers in the fire. You're understanding everything that's going on there, and I do too. I'm sitting on the sideline, and I can't agree more with Dorian saying that we're not multi-level marketers. No way. This is the key thing, guys. This is what we're looking at. When DAO-T launches, that takes it to the next level. It almost leaves the multi-level marketers in their separate section and allows the DAO-T coin to take over and build the value of Universal platform. And what I've looked at over the last couple of weeks since this, problem that seems to have escalated is, what are we focusing on? We're not focusing on the business anymore. We're focusing on our daily rewards, that little bit that is so small compared to the bigger picture of what Universal really is. I'm not trying to brush it over. I'm not trying to say, don't worry about it. Why are you complaining? Not at all. What I'm saying is, when you look at the bigger picture, the withdrawals is a glitch. It is something that's irritating, but it is something that will get resolved because it's so small compared to the huge arena that we're looking at here. Okay, with what Universal are doing in the mainstream. Yes. I mean, the first half of April, launch of MySpace, launch of DAO-T. I'm seeing questions in the chat box, which we will go through once Dorian's said his bit, because I don't want to keep him too long because I know he's a busy man. But all this, a lot of people are saying, what can I do? There's one thing you guys can do: support the company in however you can. Even if that doesn't mean putting money in, by talking positive, by learning and researching and doing exactly what me and Dorian have done. Go to as many meetings as you can to get that information from those key figures within Universal. Education is key. It's not all about putting money in, guys. It's about understanding what's happening. And we're there to help you if you don't know. But what I've read in those Telegram groups over the last 2 days, oh man, this is crazy. It's getting way out of proportion. The negatrons on there really deserve a big education lesson. I'm pleased I'm not a headmaster at school. They would be in detention. They're just not taking it. There's so many people there, and I can see some really good guys turning around and trying to explain it to them, and they're so cut off to even listening. And that's damaging, guys. So if there's one bit of advice I can give is support the company by plugging in and trying your best to understand the situation. Ask questions. Don't jump to conclusions. Just ask questions, because that's valuable. When you start jumping to conclusions and spreading negativity, that is not helping the company whatsoever. I'm going to pass it back to Dorian for his final before he has to jump off. Dorian, we really appreciate your time this evening, sir. Can you finish with anything?
Thank you.
I mean, I think we've covered most things because...
I could say we did, guys. Support the companies is supporting the token. A lot of people think they got to support the token. The DAO-T token, I would say, is number one. It's the number one thing that you can do right now is support the DAO-T. What do you have to do to support the DAO-T? It takes $1 to buy the DAO-T. You could buy a fraction of the DAO-T. Guys, you're getting it at a stupid cost. All of us have a built-in 30% of now. If I can tell you with what I've seen, and I've been in the private rooms, I've seen is that DAO-T token right now, if Diversal doesn't grow, they strategized it well, linking it and to the ERC. Guys, I'm not kidding. Those of us that are speculators, I'm a speculator, okay? No, Bitcoin hit 69. It hit 69, it's bounced around, it's got a new high, it's got a new low. ERC 20 is going to blow through heaven. ERC 27 is a 2,000% gain for us in DAO-T. Even if we suck, okay? DAO-T is positioned like it positions you to take over, like no matter what. So we're in what I can say is I would support the token. You don't need to do anything much to support the token. You could use your RC rewards. You could $5, $10 and buy some DAO-T token, and you're helping to support it. It's the number one thing we can do right now. We are set up to win. We're in a position as a company, as an organization, that if we just shut the hyper negativity off, look forward, we're gonna win, guys. We finally got everything we need. And I promise you, I will not going to the heat. I will never stop going. And as long as they allow us to go and look at their infrastructure, the people behind the scenes, Hyper never did that. They never did any of that. But they allow us to go every month, any day we want. China and hang with Neo. I didn't have a relationship with Neo. Why am I going to China? To get a relationship with him. I could. He said I'd stay somewhere. He said I could see all the offices. Guys, I need to do that. I don't know them. He's saying, Dorian, have a relationship. Anybody can come. That is what working for.
This is vital. This is vital information.
Working, yeah.
Members are not considering at the moment. They're not considering the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter is there's so many opportunities. And Robert, let me just put that as a slide on the bottom window. Thanks, Dorian, for sharing your information. Robert, yeah, I think you speak for the whole community here. It's valuable information what Dorian's got for us here. I've got a little bit of information here as well for you guys, just to add to the valuable DAO-T token. Now, again, I was privy, thanks to Dorian, to be able to go to a high-end meeting, let's say, with Neo. And somebody asked, what is your speculation? What do you think the value of a token will be in 6 months' time? And he says he doesn't like to speculate anything. So he's very conservative with his, ideas and his thoughts. But he said, I would be very pleased if it hit $10. But how many offices is there in China, Dorian? I do believe it's 41 offices in China alone. And those Chinese members insist that it'll hit at least $100 per token. Now, like I say, guys, this isn't financial advice. This is just information that's coming down the line. $100 per token? What did you buy it for, Dorian? $2? I mean, this is something to really look forward to. So, Dorian, by you purchasing them DAO-T tokens, not only are you supporting DAO-Versal with the structure, because we're not, as Master and Epics, we're not withdrawing, we're not putting stress on that system, we're actually supporting DAO-Versal. Do you think about it, guys? What's going to happen in 6 months to a year when those DAO-T tokens come to fruition? When this platform has launched, I mean, let's face it, we've got MySpace, My Home, we've got all these things coming. They haven't been launched yet, and they're all supported by DAO-T. We've got a bright future here, guys, if only we give it the opportunity to flourish. Dorian, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Metaverse Masterminds again, and I want to thank you very much for spending your valuable time with us this evening. Bless you, Dorian, from the whole community. Thank you for everything you're doing, and we look forward to having you on next time. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, what a wonderful, wonderful man that Dorian is. I mean, he's in my upline, yeah, and I've known Dorian for quite some time, and do you know what? That bloke has took me under his wing. He's helped me along the way because he knows where the Bureau came from. He knows all the work that the Bureau's done. And he says, come on, guys, you deserve some help here, some assistance, some help on the bottom rung of the ladder. And do you know what? I really respect Dorian for everything he's doing. I really do, because what he's doing, he does for each and every one of us in this community today. Winnie, what do you think to that? I'm really pleased that he found the time to come on this evening, explain a lot of the concerns that everybody's got. Over to you, girl.
Yes. He's such a big smile. He's amazing. Yeah, it fills in the story so much, doesn't it? About, people have got it so wrong that it's about this problem or that problem, and actually DAO-Versal are like bending over backwards to help to make it easy, and that has created problems, and people are going, oh, it's because of this and this and this, but it's like, wow. Yeah,
you see, the thing is the withdrawal issue, nobody's saying there isn't a withdrawal issue. We're all saying yes, there is. But the problem is people's mindset goes way back to what we've already been through. Yeah. Instead of sitting down and saying, is this different? Could this be a different purpose? And it is, but they won't believe it. This is the problem. It is a different reason. This company is liquid. There's no problem with the finances. They're well open and honest about that.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, as Patricia pointed out on the last week, they're coming out and they're saying that this is what's going on, and look, these are the decisions we made, and maybe in retrospect they weren't the greatest decisions as well. They're not bullshitting us. They're being really
one thing that struck me, Winnie, is Neo Wang, right? He's the incubator. He's a big financier and an incubator for DAO-Versal. I can tell you now, these guys know what they're doing, right? And somebody with the amount of investing money into Dalversal like that, yeah, and still offering to invest money, you can't tell me that there's something wrong with Dalversal platform. These guys would have been gone way before now. They know what they're doing and they know what they're investing in. Let's face it, this guy's invested quite a lot of money in this platform already. He could have easily turned around and say, this is just too much. I'm not pumping any more in. Instead, he's got that vision and he's saying, no, I quite clearly see what the problem is. Do I think I can work through this with the team we've got? Not only the team that we've got, but with the community that we've got. With those powerful people like Dorian, who's passionate about everything, that believes in that, you know, platform moving forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about Metaverse Masterminds? Those people that come on once a week, yeah? We don't pay them to do this. They do it because they believe in the community moving forward. While the company can turn around and see the strength of the community, while Dalversal can see that, they'll continue working towards the best solution for everyone. Patricia Warby. I will go back through the chat, guys, so don't think I've left you out. Patricia's put, I watched the Italian AMA. It was very reassuring. Neo apologised. You are all old.
Yeah, I was looking at that. You're all old. Random.
Well, experience comes with age, so thank you.
Yeah.
But no, I am more than confident with what's going on, and I can speak from the perspective of a master rank who hasn't had a withdrawal for some weeks now, a couple of weeks. A lot of people would say, but doesn't that bother you? No, not one bit. For a start, I had to think about it. I had to sit and I had to work it out. I didn't go straight to Telegram and start ranting off. Well, you are all very experienced. Thank you, Tamal. I didn't go to the group ranting off thinking that I knew everything about what's going on, because I didn't. And I dare say I don't know 100% of what's going on, but I know enough to reassure me that I'm happily waiting. Like I said, why am I in Gibraltar now? If I had any doubts about this, guys, I can't afford to waste that money that I've just put into this trip. 3 weeks we've got out here. Now, in that 3 weeks, this is going to be spread around Gibraltar. I'm going to introduce people from within Gibraltar to Dalversal as best I can. I'm going to try and integrate it into having a great time with Buddykins, who, may I add, is looking absolutely that way, radiant.
Radiant she is, isn't she? Yeah, looking really happy.
Absolutely radiant, you know. And like I say, it's doing Sarah the world of good. She needed quite a bit of rest when she got back, obviously, when she got here, obviously, because it was quite a grueling time, 2 days traveling. Right. I don't think we've had Patricia on. Good evening, Ellie. I can see you poking your head under there. Good evening. Hiya.
Looks like Becca Fletch is having issues. Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to scroll back, Winnie, because I did miss some comments. So I want to go through them before we move on. And hello, everyone. Mary, Robert, Sergeant Meng. Hi, Meng. I think I saw a new D-Span. D-Span, I'll come to you in a moment because you've made some very great observations here. Oh, excuse me. Pam, I think I've seen Pam. Yeah, Pam, Baylor Garner, excellent. Nice to see the same names and some new ones coming on board as well. Okay, so let's go through. What have we got? Let's go for this one for a start. This is from D-Span. Okay, now D-Span has said that, I'm sure she knew. Yeah, hello, new here, just listening. And welcome, D-Span. I don't know where you've come from, YouTube, Telegram, Discord, maybe somewhere like that, but I'm pleased you found us. And And you've asked a brilliant question there. What will happen to the HP token now? Well, Dorian did go through this. I don't know whether you caught it or not, but the HP token, now this is another misinformation that has been spanning the groups, guys. Yeah. People have been saying, don't move your HP token over to Dalversal. It's a waste of time. It's not worth anything. So why bother? The hyper community website's going to carry on. So why are you doing that? Look, guys, it's as simple as this. They can't do anything with the hyper community website. End of. That's to do with the hypertech group. Okay. While there's this window of opportunity to move your assets over from there to Dalversal, if you can do it, do it. And the only reason I say that, just a minute, I've got just a message in the back office. The only reason I say that is because you got the first bit correct, okay? You got the first bit correct. The HPT they're getting rid of. But what you don't seem to understand is the value of that HPT remains, okay? Now, this came from Jonah. Jonah said that he was going to look into something possibly in the future to be able to make that valuable again, okay? So what my advice would be is to take it over to Dalversal, if possible, put it in that HPT wallet and forget it. But at least it's safe. It's under your name in your account. If it's over in Hyper Community, nobody can promise it's yours. Nobody can promise anything at all because that line is going to get cut, at which point you won't be able to do anything with it at all. So, yeah, that's the best thing I can suggest regarding that. That was D-Spam. Let me go. My chat's jumping up and down like crazy. Yeah, Robert says, thanks, Dorian, for your information. Absolutely. Red Patricia's. What is the stream about? Okay, the stream. Let me put that one. Right, this stream's a podcast by Bureau HQ. Okay, we're dedicated members to Dalversal, but we do also talk about anything regarding the metaverse. Okay, as it happens at the moment, we are injured members from the Hypertech, Hyperverse, Hypernation platforms, but we're on board Dalversal going through the recovery process known as the TFA program. Okay, that doesn't mean that's all we talk about. We can talk about health and well-being as we transition into the Web3 metaverse. We're a whole kit and caboodle bag about anything science fiction and technical towards the Web3 and metaverse experience. So hopefully that covers pretty much everything that we do here. Very informative. Oh, you've seen nothing yet. You've seen nothing yet. It gets even better than this. Karina, hello from the Netherlands. Karina. Oh, Karina, hi. Yes, we've been helping you out on the Telegram. Done already. I quit social media years ago. Tamal, that's a pretty good idea, that. Social media can be quite stressful at times, and it's something that, you know, you've got to pick and choose what you go with and what you want to leave behind, because it can soon turn sour. It can soon turn people's thoughts negative without them realizing it. Okay, Winnie, I'm going to go through a few bits and bobs regarding the Dow T at the moment. Before we move on, let me go through this step by step. I don't want to miss the fact that we did cover it slightly with Dorian, but I'll elaborate what Dorian was saying about the removal of the staff from the Hypertech group. Okay, so let's clarify a little bit on what. Let's put Chris back on the camera. I don't know whether he wanted to be on or not, but he's on. Let's clarify a little bit what happened there. The planetary node managers, most of them seem to me to be from the community managers from Satoshi AI, Hypernation, and so forth. So it looks to me, yeah, it seems okay at this side, Chris. It seems to me as though they gave the opportunity to them to be able to do a little bit of work with Dalversal, which was great. Do you know what, guys? I want to give them a big shout out, the planetary node managers, because they did wonders for us guys in the Bureau. Okay. And I'm sure I can speak for most of the community. And I've got to admit, it's sad to see that they've gone. It really is, yeah. Even when they went, they came and announced it to us to say that they were, you know, going and, you know, to turn to Jonah and his new team. Okay, just to elaborate on that, Jonah is getting a new team. Jonah is putting a new team together. There was a Zoom this afternoon introducing 2 new community node managers, one named Chase and one named James. Sorry, not Jason, James. Okay. 2 great young gentlemen, seemed very polite, seemed very nice. And, you know, I welcome them to the Dalversal ecosystem and we look forward to working with them in the future. So big shout out to Chase and James. So we can look out for them in the groups. They should be, you know, propagating their appearance in there over the next few days, I would imagine. Okay, Dalversal Doughty tutorial. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people have got mixed up and they don't know what to do with the Doughty tutorial. How do I do it? What do I do? What's the purpose? There's one big question that I'm going to get out of the way first. Yeah, members understand that they have to add the contract address to the MetaMask in order to see the Doughty coin in their MetaMask program. Okay, so they've got a Doughty wallet. The problem is, guys, you think that once you sign up and purchase some Doughty, you should see it in there. That's not the case. That's not the case. I'll tell you why. Let me just get comfortable. I'm sat on a different settee, obviously, so I'm not as comfy as I am at home. Okay, how does this work then? Right, in your back office, under the Doughty tab, you will know that you'll have had to input your wallet address, your Doughty wallet address, the one that you created with within MetaMask, yeah? So a lot of people are saying, Kev, I'm not finding my Doughty. It's not moving across. It's not meant to, guys. It's not meant to. This, what we're going through at the moment, is the pre-sale period, the pre-sale campaign, if you like, for 30 days. Okay, 1st of March till the 31st of March, yeah? All the activity that happens with that Doughty is going to happen in your back office for that 30 days. Not on your MetaMask. Now, looking at how it works, I understand, and like I say, I'm learning as I'm going along, I understand that the release rate is going to be done over 2 years. Okay. Now, a lot of people have complained about that as well. But like I said, come on, guys, this is about us supporting the value of the platform as well. If we're true believers and we want that Doughty to increase in money, in value, we need the platform to work. In order for the platform to work, they need that stable liquid in the platform. So these guys know what they're doing. If we're willing to purchase Doughty and put it in the system in order to support the platform, that platform will work forevermore. Or for a very long time, you know. If that works for a very long time, what happens to the token? It increases in value because it's more stable. Otherwise, what do? We end up going back to the hyper days where it's pump and gone. That's not what we want. It's certainly not what I want, okay? So the way I look at it, guys, is okay, so for this month, and don't forget, as a master, I've had no withdrawals for quite some time. So if I'm willing to say, okay, no withdrawals until April for me, if I'm lucky, if they get this thing sorted out, no problem. What can I do with my daily rewards in the meantime for that month? I can purchase Doughty. Okay, so if I purchase Doughty, as long as I've purchased enough land to keep my daily rewards coming, If I purchase DAO-T, that's more stability for the platform. That's helping us along into the future. That's what we want, isn't it? So why don't we try helping ourselves? If I want my DAO-T or our DAO-T to increase in value, we've got to give it a stable platform, haven't we? So like I say, there's two ways of looking at this, guys. Yes, I want to make money, but hang on a minute. After this month, if the withdrawals open nicely, I'll be getting some money anyway. I will be withdrawing some money. I'll be rebuying on plots of land. If I've got any spare cash, I'll be buying some more DAO-T. But at the moment, I'm certainly taking advantage of that offer, because in my mind, why not? Why not? For them two reasons. A, I want to make value out of that DAO-T investment. And B, that's not going to happen unless we make a stable platform for DAOversal. It's the best thing we can do, in my opinion, not financial advice, of course. Winnie, what do you think to that? I mean, I can't see it any other way, to be fair. So what do you think?
Yes, well, as usual, they're canny, aren't they? They think things through. I mean, obviously, there's got to be a time period to allow it to gain value. If we could just buy it and then sell it, it would just tank it, of course.
If we buy at $2 and then in April it's worth $3, you'll get a load of people just selling on the 1st of April.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll just tank down again.
Yeah.
Clearly, we don't want that to happen. And I don't think they want that to happen.
No.
And this is the bigger picture that they've got to consider. Yeah. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it just makes sense. Makes sense. And we were in at the beginning of a new token. I mean, I know there's so many new tokens, but yeah, this is going to connect everything. I mean, I don't fully have the picture, but I'm starting to get it that it's going to be the token that connects. When people start doing stuff on their planets and developing land, it's going to be the currency, isn't it, that connects it all?
I understand it. I think it was Mohammed was symbolically doing it towards the Bitcoin, yeah? And he said what it's like is when you purchase a plot of land and you 3x on it, that's basically what you're doing is mining. It's like the same as mining Bitcoin. You're mining DAO-T. That's how it works. Yeah. So you're actually creating an earning from that staking of your land. Okay. So it's all connected in with that. So no matter whether you've got land or DAO-T or both, you're going to gain either way by just being involved in DAOversal. Now, I'm going to steal your job for 2 minutes as a statistic, unless you've done it yourself. Have you done any of the participation figures for the DAO-T yet? We've got 30 days.
Right.
Have you done any figures yet?
No.
Beat you to it. And I'm on holiday. No, I've got to admit, this was actually posted in the group earlier on. I thought, this is good. This is good because a lot of people say, it won't go anywhere. Who wants these cheap tokens? Nobody will want them. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Okay, guys. Here's a few facts and figures. The DAO-T participation. Now, this is what they've sold. Don't forget, the pre-market sale is for 30 days. It's for a month, okay? Day one, they sold 15% of the allocation of DAO-T for this pre-sale market. Now, that allocated amount was 1.5 million tokens. Okay, so day one, they sold 15% of that 1.5 million tokens. Day two, the total was 19% of that 1.5 million. Okay. Day three, 22.5%, that's nearly a quarter of the allocated amount for the 30 days have gone in 3 days. Now, you tell me people don't want that Doughty. Well, that's the way I see it anyway. That's what it looks like to me. That was the figures that was put in, I think it was one of the Telegram groups. Now, obviously, I've got to go back, have a look and see what's going on there. But I thought I'll jot them down and announce them, because that seems phenomenal to me. In the first 3 days, what have we got here? What happens to the land when it's paid out? So buy a planet. Okay, what happens to the land when it's paid out? Now, that's an interesting one. Because this is something that we had a discussion about a couple of weeks ago. Because when you've bought a bronze plot, and you've received your 3X and it says successful, that you get the stamp on it, and it goes into a list of successful plots. We was like, why are they there? What are they doing? Then the penny dropped. Hang on a minute. I wonder whether that's where we'll be able to build our buildings, our commercial enterprises on within the metaverse once we get opened up. We don't know. But they're certainly within our account. So there's value to be had, even though they're dead plots and they're not paying you out anymore. So there must be some form of value retained within those dead plots. Very interesting question there, Karina. And something that Metaverse Masterminds will keep a finger on the pulse, because we want the nitty-gritty information. We want to know what we can do with that in order to strategize how we can play this game, because that's what it is, guys. What can we do with this? How can we do that? And again, it's not financial advice. It's just like I keep saying, the tools of the trade. The tools of the trade can build a huge economy if they're used correctly. It's the person that uses the tools. If they use them correctly, they'll do well. If they use them badly, yeah, we know where that ends up. Have I missed any? I don't think I've missed any, have I? Okay, what else have we got? Okay, I published a video this afternoon. Yeah, I am on holiday, but the weather's not very good here, so we decided to chill out for the day and do a few bits and bobs online and catch up. I published the public announcement covering the rebranding of the Bureau Forefront into the Bureau HQ. I've done a video on that, and it's released on the Bureau HQ YouTube channel, guys, if you want to see that. I'm going to do a prize draw. Last week, if you guys remember, General Kev said, right, it's time to give away 2 free NFTs. Can you remember, Winnie? Mm-hmm. And can you remember what the question was that people had to answer in order to apply for this, grand prize giveaway?
Was it what's the name? Yeah. Well, what's
the rebranded to?
Rebranding to, yeah.
Excellent, that's right. So we were known as the Bureau of Forefront, and we are now known as the Bureau HQ. Absolutely correct. So what I did this afternoon, this is an automated process that I've set up where the wheel of names that most people know about, the wheel of names, can actually do this automatically through a spreadsheet. So as you enter the competition, your answers automatically go into a spreadsheet that feeds the wheel of names, so there's no corruption available. So what I did, I went to it this afternoon and I recorded the process, and I'll play it now. Let's see who won those 2 NFTs. Are you ready, guys? Here we go. Okay, guys, so here we are for the draw. As promised last week in the Metaverse Masterminds podcast, we would give away 2 free NFTs. to pioneers that entered the draw. And all you had to do really was submit email, your name, and answer a simple question of what is the Bureau of Forefront now known as? And the answer to that question was the Bureau HQ. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share my screen and do the draw live for this recording. Okay. All right, so what have we got here? The entrants were, the members that entered were Patricia, Bavini, Robert, Elderberry, Adam, Prem, Justina, Karina, Jenny, Roy, Trevor, and Pam live. Okay, guys, so you can see that they're all members on the Wheel of Fortune. So let's start the wheel spinning and let's see who is the first person to win one of those free NFTs. Let's go. Who've we got? We've got Pam live. Okay, let's give Pam a round of applause. There you go, Pam. So Pam gets taken out of the list now, and let's go for the second live draw. Good luck, everyone. And there we go. We've got Jenny J-Lo, who we've got on Discord, one of our Discord members. Fantastic. Okay, let's go back into the studio. There you go, guys. Okay, so we've got Pam and Jenny as winners of those 2 NFTs. Now, I will be in contact with you shortly by email, the emails that you submitted in that form, and we'll get that sorted for you. Well done, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye. So there you go, guys. Pam and Jenny won those 2 NFTs. Congratulations to both members. What do you think, Winnie? That's all right, that, isn't it? It's quite a nice feature to the show.
Yeah, it was quite exciting. I know. And I knew it was going to be Pam. I thought it's going to be Pam. The first one.
I think it was a mistype in the spreadsheet. I think that should have been Pam Love.
Pam Love, of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But excellent. Well done, guys. I'll get in contact with you. I've got your email addresses and we'll sort that out by the end of the day. So big round of applause for everybody. Yeah. So one more thing that I wanted to get. Oh, yeah, Pam, you are in here. Well done, Pam. I haven't seen Jenny on tonight, so I don't think she's on, but well done, Pam. Excellent. One more thing that I wanted to get out before we go in for a chat with Trucker. There is a new Google form available for those who mistakenly click no for the pre-sale pop-up screen. So this is the last part to do with the DAO token. Okay, some people click no thinking that they could go back to it and activate it, and they couldn't. So there is a Google form. I do believe Buddykins is about to post that in the chat box, yeah. And people can click on that, and what they need to do is fill in the information. Let me get this correct. Fill in the information on that form, and they will reset that in your back office as an individual member. They're not going to do it to everybody. So if you click no, you didn't want to take part in the DAO pre-sale, but then said, I wanted to, you've got that opportunity, that small window of opportunity by filling that form in, send it back to corporate. They will reassess that. They will reset it so that you have that option again where you can click yes if you choose to. Okay, so awesome stuff. Okay, I think that's the important stuff out the way. So Trucker Fletch, we've not had much to talk to you about because it's been so busy at this side, but how are you doing, mate? How's things going at your side?
Yeah, it could be better. Internet. You're abroad, you're in another flipping country, and you're getting brilliant internet. I'm here at home, and mine's a bag of garbage.
Yeah.
think-
Are you going
I
through
think-
that change of internet provider?
Yeah, I think it's deliberate on the utility company's part, because I rung them up this week and rocketed them.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, your video looks okay at the moment, anyway. So, how's your experience with Dalversal going? Steady?
Yeah, we've been doing rebuys every day, or whatever you call, not rebuys, whatever that is, charge and poke things.
Yeah.
I've got a thing keeps coming up on mine that says, "Do you want to join something or not want to join something?" And you haven't been about, so I just kicked it out of the way and left it for the time being.
I take it that's the pre-sale market that we've just been talking about.
Yeah, something like that. I missed half this show when it first started because the internet, like I say, was. I've got a red light. You've got like a little thing at the bottom on your right-hand corner that shows you what your internet is, and it keeps flashing up red, and then just everything just seizes up. So I missed the first bit of it. So I didn't hear half. I didn't even hear three-quarters of what Dorian was saying. So I ain't got a clue what's going on.
It seems to have settled down by now. Anyway, let me
Yeah,
just
it's not
answer.
flashing up red at the moment.
Let me just answer Patricia's question. Okay, Patricia's just put, if you buy Dow T, do you have to forego withdrawals for the month, or is that just for elite members? Now, I'm presuming, just to clarify, I'm presuming Patricia means to buy Dow T in the pre-market sale for this next 30 days. Yes, it does, because if you click yes, when you get that pop-up box, the terms and conditions are this. If you choose to enter the pre-sale for the Dow T tokens, you have the option to pay for Dow T with your daily rewards or depositing money on the platform, but you also get to, if the opportunity is there, purchase planets or purchase lands. You won't be able to withdraw for that 30 days. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you're elite or whether you're master or epic or any of them, it doesn't matter. If you click yes to take part in the pre-sale, then no, you won't get withdrawals for that month. Okay, and that was just because you got that benefit of that cheaper rate, 2 DU per token. Okay, so hopefully that's answered that question. Pam Love, I pressed no accidentally. Already filled the form. Oh, good. Good, I'm pleased, because a lot of people press no thinking that they get it to pop up again and give them the opportunity, and it didn't. No. So, okay. So, yeah, it's been a crazy old week, Chris. I mean, the Dow T coin, the pre-market launch for members is an exciting opportunity, even for the lower members. Now, as Neo and Jonah have explained, this is why they didn't completely stop the withdrawals for the lower end members from elite, for those at the bottom rather than at the top. As Dorian explained, the master and the epic, the top leaders, I'm master, I'm classed as one of those at the top. We all agreed that, or we all generally agreed that we would forfeit that for the month to try and ease the workload with there being such a small amount of members in order to take that workload on. And obviously, with everything going on in the background, that workload has just been phenomenal. As soon as they're clearing it up, there's a load more work coming in. So that's what's taken the time with withdrawals. So hopefully that should start speeding up now that Jonah's starting getting people into the positions that they want, like with the Zendesk. I've heard that the Zendesk is going to reopen very soon, which is a good result, because this is the problem with members that are hurting, members that have been through the mill, and I do understand it. when things change like this and the Zendesk disappears, it's like, all right, yeah, you don't want us to get answers. We're trying to make a complaint, or we're trying to get results for the problems we're having. And all you're going to do is ignore us and block us and cut us off. That's not the case, guys. That's not the case. Dalversal are going through some crazy times at the moment purely because they want rid of that hypertech problem. It's as simple as that. The snowball effect of that has created all these problems, but that doesn't mean that the company is in dire straits. It's not. It just needs time to get these in position again. I mean, one of those guys, I think it's Chase, I think he's come from Canada, is one of Jonah's old friends from when they were young. So, like I say, it's all reassuring, guys, and I feel privileged to be able to attend some of these meetings. I don't attend all of them, obviously, but some of them, it just gives me the confidence to be able to say, right, okay, then, yeah, I can see what's going on here and I can understand it more, and then we can try and help our, teams as we come on every day. So, oh, he's gone. Let's put Winnie back on. Yeah, Chris seems to have disappeared somewhere. So yeah, Winnie, have you done any withdrawals, or is there anything that you've been frustrated with? With Dalversal, I mean, everything's slow for everybody, I think. There's no problem with deposits, obviously. There's no problem with purchasing land, as far as I can see. It's just the withdrawal and HPT not being supported now. Like I said, we've explained why. But the value remains, as far as I'm aware. The value remains with HPT. So can you add anything to what's happened in your week? I mean, while we've been in the sky coming over here, what's been happening in Winnie's world?
Yeah, well, I did a withdrawal a couple of weeks ago, which was fun. It came through. That was before the Doughty pre-sale, and which I've clicked yes. So I bought Doughty, which has worked fine. I was just thinking there was a problem. Some people are having problems using their invite link to sign up new members. That wasn't me, but that was
right,
somebody else.
Thank you for reminding me about that. Yes,
that's been resolved yet. Yeah, and you thought it might be to do with the the updates or the changes that they're trying to do.
Right. Let's think this one through. The company are trying to change the one-click login method. Okay. So somebody logging in with an invite code who needs putting in that new database, there may be an issue with the way that's happening with the one-click method. There may be a connection that is interfering with that opportunity to invite that member. I don't know. I haven't seen the structure of the software and the database, but I do believe, yeah, Patricia, there was another lady that was doing it as well, but Patricia was one of them. I do believe that it may be like a thorn in the side, if you like. It's not a major problem, but it's something that can't be done automated. I think that's why I think David's been asking people to contact him so that people can continue with the sign up, but it's got to be done manually at the moment, which that's no good. That's no good. What I will say is they will be working on a method to do it automated, and this obviously takes time. And with the workload that they've got, which job do they do first? Because he wanted to change his upline. Oh, right. Okay. There's another thing. Changing uplines. Now, mind blown or what? I don't know. Because 1 minute we're told that no, uplines can't be changed, it's not happening. Then the next minute there's a form floating around the internet somewhere that nobody's seen. Nobody knows where it is. But then all of a sudden, when there's uproar, it appears, but it's got to be filled in by tomorrow. I mean, guys, something dark's working somewhere, yeah? That form, whether it was legit or, well, I dare say it was legit, but, you know, if the form's there for the members, the form should be there for all members, not just some, not just the chosen few. Now, I don't know what happened there, but, you know, if anybody missed the boat, I feel sorry for you, because somebody somewhere knew that that form was floating around the internet, yeah? And I do believe that that should have been given out. If it is for any members, then it should be given out by Dalversal as an announcement, rather than somebody who may have retained it from public view, if you like, so that only a certain set amount of members got that privilege, which is what it seems to me, because I don't know any members that knew about that form being available. Even leaders didn't know it was available. So, like I say, I was a bit not too pleased about that, let's say. Whether that opportunity will come around for people again in the future, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we will keep plugged in and we'll try and get that information to you guys. So, yeah. I think, I mean, if they sort out this problem with the hypertech issue, where nobody else can sign up when the boat has gone, so to speak, the horse has bolted and, you know, the door's shut, I don't think there will be any need for that sign-up process, for that change of upline. I don't know. So we'll have to see as to what exactly, you know, what developments occur, what road do we travel, you know. And like I say, this is the crypto space, guys. This is what happens. We build as we move forward. There is no set road as far as I'm concerned. There's no path forward that we should follow. There's only a path that we should build. That's the way I see the metaverse, you know. And I think we ought to, if we have some great ideas, we ought to push those great ideas into helping build that metaverse to the, you know, and the direction of where we want it to go. And with Jonah's Zoom call, oh my God, you weren't in it, were you, Winnie?
I wasn't, no.
Did you hear about it though?
Well, yes. Well, yes.
Oh my God. Seriously, guys, I don't know what goes through the minds of people to do such atrocious things to, you know, to such innocent people, you know. Why? I mean, I'm not going to go into details. He basically got his account hacked. Yeah, Robert was, yes, I know you was there, Robert. I noticed it was disgusting. It was terrible. And I felt so sorry, because apparently Jonah's a dad. Jonah's just recently become a dad as well, which, you know, congratulations to Jonah and his newborn. But yeah, the Zoom got hacked, and, you know, many cameras got taken over with videos, and whiteboards were, you know, scrawled all over and shared. I got a load of emails sent through of notifications that whiteboards had been shared. Basically, a hacker had got in and taken over the whole system. I think they ended up getting another Zoom account to host the show, which was great. It was good to catch up. Yeah, that's right, Pam. Yeah, and it wasn't, and I'm not going to name names, you guys all know who I'm talking about. It wasn't the obvious person.
I was going to ask that, yeah, because I've seen that happen in a different context.
Yeah, well, I went straight to that channel and it wasn't there. So no, it wasn't the obvious person that we would suspect it to be, although they are linked. So yeah, I'm working on this one.
Yes.
So yeah, coming back to Jonah's Zoom, Jonah did, what was we talking about? I got sidetracked there.
Yes, what were we talking about?
Yeah, I've gone sidetracked. But Jonah brought some good news with the two guys coming on board, James and Chase. They're going to be.
Were they introduced? Did you get?
Yeah.
Did they speak? You get to see them.
Yeah. They came on live, and they said a hi, introduced themselves, and they was looking forward to meeting us in the groups and helping us along the way, which was fantastic. And like I said, when Dorian was on, I just want to stress the fact that, there's many members on the groups that I don't know whether it's deliberate or not. They always try to spread the negativity, and even if you don't want to put money in, even if you don't want to play the game, guys, just try and learn a bit about Dalversal. Try to listen to what members are saying when they've clearly been in contact with corporate and understand the situation, because that will help the platform. It's no good slating a platform and then complaining that it's not doing very well. That's crazy. But Patricia, Patricia said about logins. That's right. Yeah. Jonah went through that and said that the logins were, a problem. They were getting sorted out. I'm sure Mohammed said in a previous video as well, it was going to be sorted out quicker than we anticipated. So I think they're working on something now that, they know how to go about it. They know which direction to take. It's just a matter of getting the job done. Like I say, they've got a mountain of work to do and a handful of workers. So Tucker Fletcher's dog having a brew.
Yes, it's been a bit distracting. It's been
yeah. So, have you got anything to add to the show this evening, Winnie? I mean, it was great for Dorian to just drop in like that.
Yes.
It's a last minute decision sort of thing.
Yeah, so. Very inspiring. Yeah. Well, yes, I've been obviously a bit focused on other things. So just about following. There's going to be Angelo is going to arrange a meeting with Neo and Mohammed and Ash, I think, in English.
That's right.
There was a lot. That was great, but there was a lot of Italian, which I kind of just started hearing his music, but I didn't understand it. So
it was a good Zoom that. It was a good Zoom that yesterday in Italian, and they did have English translation, but it's quite off-putting when you're sort of listening. And half the time, when you're tired, half the time you think, "Was that English or Italian? I can't understand." It does tire you more trying to listen to two different translations in one video. So hopefully that won't be too long. And Angelo is going to organise that for the English speaking community. So we welcome that.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to that for sure. Right, so Gibraltar, how is it out here, and what are we doing out here? Well, guys, it was a great journey. I must admit, it was a good journey. It was an experience. We took things steady, obviously, because of my neurological issue and Sarah's problem that she's just recently gone through. So it was a tiring couple of days. So we've chilled out over the first 2 days here. The weather's not brilliant, to be honest. We had some nice. In fact, the first day we was here, was it the first day we was here? First day we was here, it was that hot. My legs started to burn. I had to come in. I had to come in because the sun was really hot. And then since then, it's been raining sort of on and off quite a lot of the time. It is rainy season over here. But hopefully by Monday, we will be getting a lot more time to go out and get some video footage, some camera shots. Hopefully, it would be nice to be able to chat to some people that are interested in crypto. So why are we here? Mainly for a break, because it's been 4 years since we came home to the UK. We did want to come back to Gibraltar, maybe not to live, we've found a beautiful apartment that hosts 4. We are only 2, but it does host 4, and it's a very, very reasonable price as well. And what we're going to do while we're here, other than to relax and enjoy ourselves, is to take a look at what crypto involvement there is in Gibraltar, because Gibraltar is a very fascinating country. It's a very small country. It's the only country in Europe that has live monkeys in the wild. Okay. It's a very small island, if you like. It's like an island that has a huge amount of different native members, different cultures, different like British, American, Jewish, Gibraltarian, Spanish, you name it, they all live there. And I explained, I've got a private group, guys. If anybody wants to join the private group, just hit us up in the chat group and we'll add you to it. Now, that private group is just about our pictures and our experiences over in Gibraltar. I don't want to post them in my Dalversal groups or anything like that. I don't want to direct the attention away from Dalversal. So if anybody's interested in our travels and whatnot, put it in the chat and Sarah will make a note of your name and we'll add you to that. So it'll keep you up to date with what we're doing. But it's a fascinating place. I got off the plane and come out of the airport and I could smell Gibraltar. I could actually smell Gibraltar. It was crazy. And that smell gives you a sense of tranquility and relaxation. It's crazy, this place. You can walk anywhere and just feel so relaxed. Or strangers come up to you and talk to you and say hi. And, it really is an amazing place. Now, Gibraltar is a British colony, if you like. They do have tax-free whiskey and, alcohol, cigarettes and so forth. And when we were out here before, it was very much a gaming. Do you want the pen? Oh, yeah, right. It was very much a gaming centre, like William Hill, Coral. Is it Booker's? Is it? All the gaming sites, and they've changed because of the online gaming system. People that used to bet on horses and roulette and so forth are now transitioning into the crypto space, which will be great news for people like Winnie and Mila, who we've got this other opportunity that we're involved in. I won't go into that on this program, okay? But that's a good thing, because what Gibraltar have announced over the last 2 years is that they want to be hosting the world's first crypto stock exchange. Okay. Now, I'm going to try and find out a little bit more information about that to see what's happening. Apparently, I've been doing a bit of research this afternoon, and apparently there's already 15 crypto business in Gibraltar already, and Binance are even thinking of moving to Gibraltar too. That was last year, I think they announced that, because of the tax haven, if you like. I think it would help that. So that was an interesting thing to read about as well. So we're hoping to be able to have fun while we're out here, but also explore the possibilities of getting involved in some of the crypto spaces. Okay. Now, as you guys know, as we move through Dalversal, and like I said before, we're not rich by any means, but we wanted to be able to build our, evolve our accounts to be able to give us the opportunity to travel and to experience a little bit more about the world, but also to open up the possibilities within the blockchain industry. And one of our next countries we would like to visit is Malta, because OKX is from Malta. We won't mind dropping in to have a chat with them and see how they're going. There's a lot of things going on within these countries that we want to visit, that we want to connect with, you know, and see if they're see what they're doing, see how they're, you know, thriving over there, and also spread the name of Dalversal with them too. So hopefully it'll be a win-win situation. And I want you guys to follow us and see how it goes, you know, help support us on our live journeys around the world. Who knows where we'll go next? We don't know. Now, clearly, after this, I mean, we're privileged, really, that the neurologist and the doctors have allowed Sarah to fly, to be honest. As far as we're aware, she still has 2 blood clots on her brain that we hope they're going to be dealing with the medication. But they said as long as we're careful, as long as we're aware of the possibilities, then we're okay to take short flights, short haul flights, yeah. But that won't stop us. We've talked it through deeply and said, you know, we've got to accept that there's a risk. We've got to take that risk on board and say, well, are we willing to take that risk? And it's like we said, you know, if we don't, we just stagnate. We just stay in the same place doing the same thing. And, you know, it does become monotonous. Will this live be available soon after? That's D-Span. D-Span, yes, absolutely. Metaverse Masterminds is a YouTube channel that I run with the Bureau HQ, with the kind assistance of Private Winnie and Sarah, Private Buddykins. And what we do, we host this podcast every Friday night, and we show this as a recording throughout the week at different times so that it covers the different time zones. Now, as Dalversal open MySpace, which is a 3D metaverse experience for each members, I've got a gold NFT so that I can host as many hours as I want for up to 200 members within MySpace. And my intentions is to host a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week broadcast station showing things like this podcast, showing things like our Sunday training with Bureau HQ. So even though we can't do it live 24/7, we can actually show the shows repeated throughout the week. So absolutely, if you have to get off, no problem. It's been a pleasure seeing you here, and thank you for turning up. But you're more than welcome to join the channel. Follow us. As soon as MySpace is open, these broadcasts will be broadcast directly from within the metaverse. Okay, and YouTube, as long as we still have access to YouTube, we'll still do them on YouTube. But my intention is to try to get as many Dalversal members into the metaverse, into MySpace, using MySpace as we go along. Thank you. No problem. It's a pleasure seeing you here. I love seeing new names joining the group. So if you know anyone, if you have a team, tell them where we are. Come and join us. Okay, Winnie, what time are we at? It's 20 to 11 at this side, so it'll be 20 to 10 your side. We're an hour's different. So what are we going to do next week? Next week, we're hoping to get some video footage to share with you guys, hopefully crypto-related, metaverse-related, something like that. I would love to be able to do the broadcast from, I don't know, the harbour front or something like that, but we're going to have to work on this one. We've got a week to wander about and put our feelers out and see if there's a possibility. I mean, we've got a great internet connection in our apartment. I think it's worked wonderful. We never expected this. And what I will say is that the whole industry around La Linea and Spain, which is across the border in Gibraltar, is phenomenal compared to what it was 4 years. Things are looking up for Spain and Gibraltar a lot. There's a lot more trade and industry going on. The skyscrapers, what they call them, motels, is it? Blocks of flats going up in Gibraltar. within 4 years, they're just shooting up like mushrooms. It's crazy.
We couldn't even find a butcher's, could we, until we come back?
Yeah, Sarah's just reminded me, actually, when we was out here 4 years ago, it's really difficult to find the butchers. This time, I'm not kidding you, within 200 yards, there must have been 20 butchers on the same row. It's crazy. The economy out here is blooming, and it's good to see, because a lot of it was quite poor when we was here 4 years ago. So it's great news. But like I say, guys, next week we're hoping. I'm really gunning for this. I'm really going to try and get the broadcast from maybe a bar on the harbour front or something like that. Something a little bit more Gibraltarian. Yeah, it'd be awesome. As long as we can get a good mobile signal. I might have to do my mobile phone signal because I've got tethering, I've got roaming, so I should be okay with that. So let's take it to the next level, guys. Okay, so Winnie, have you got anything to say? We'll call the meeting to an end, I think.
Well, just to say what you're doing for your birthday on Sunday.
I know somebody had mentioned it.
Yeah, it's your birthday. You don't mind. It's Kev's birthday on Sunday. Yeah.
What am I going to do for my birthday? Do you know what, Winnie? Even if I didn't do anything, I'm over the moon doing what I'm doing out here. Okay.
Doing it.
Gibraltar has always had a place in my heart. I came out here at the age of 20 on my own, without my parents. I came alone with one friend. Yeah. And we worked and worked and worked. And, you know, it was just a case of there was just nothing sustainable out here. And I moved back to the UK. And I don't know what happened, but something stayed with me all those years. And I do consider this to be, you know, a home from home, if you like. And the very fact that I'm out in my second home for my birthday is all I could ever wish for. It really is. Other than sharing the experience with you guys. Okay. So I really, really appreciate you guys turning up. Pamela said, how's Peter?
Yes. Well, he's doing well. Thank you. Yeah. He's taking his first steps. It's cute because he was 61 this year. So it's like he was 60 and now he's 1 again. He's learning to walk. He's having to start again. But he took his first steps, 15 steps this week. So he's feeling very, inspired, encouraged.
It's awesome to hear that, because that, pardon the pun, but that's great steps forward.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah.
It is. That's wonderful. Has it cheered him up a bit? Because it must be awful.
Yeah. I mean, they said, they also said they want to keep him a bit longer, which means he's not coming home, but because they want to keep working with him, which is great, because at the moment he has physio 5 days a week, which is really good. And they're really good. They're just really good. It's the top physio place in the area, in Sussex. That's
good then. So it's getting good care.
Yeah. So he's getting great help.
He's getting good care. As long as he can get on his pins and go to the local boozer and chippy and back again, he should be all right. Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. And thank you, Pam. That's great. Yes, a live outdoor show, Patricia. Yeah. That's what I'm working on. Fingers crossed. The weather's looking good actually for next week. Gibraltar's a very strange place this time of year. The weather can be stunning. In fact, actually, I told Winnie this the other day. We went to the local supermarket. Now, I don't know where you guys are all from. I know there's America, there's South Africa, there's, you know, different continents. But in the UK, we have 2 supermarkets called Lidl and Aldi. Okay. They're known as the cheaper side of the markets, but you get a lot of variety, foreign foods and so forth in there. Well, they've got a similar one over here across the border in Spain called Mercadona. Okay. So we decided to walk to Mercadona and, you know, pick up a few supplies. We got drenched. We're not joking. The raindrops were like a cup of water per raindrop. They were huge. And within no time at all, maybe 10, 15 minutes, the roads were flooded gushing streams, yeah. And we just stood when we got to the supermarket, bearing in mind it's only a 7-minute walk, yeah. We got into the supermarket and just went like this. We were dripping wet through. So he says, "Oh, sod it, we'll just get the stuff and walk back home," you know. By the time we got home, because the rain had stopped by the time we left the supermarket, by the time we got home, which was 7 minutes, we were completely dry, and the roads were nearly dry as well, believe it or not. It's unbelievable out here, guys. The weather is crazy. And this is why I don't mind coming in this time of year. I mean, you know, further on, sort of May onwards, there's hardly any rain at all. But I knew we'd get some showers. This is why it doesn't really bother me, because they come and they go, whereas next week we're all right. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop waffling and we're going to get off. And we've got Sunday training. Are you up for Sunday training, Winnie, or are you busy?
Well, I probably will join you. I usually join later, but yeah, I will do my best to.
I think on Sunday, I think what we'll do is go through the Doughty training. If any of you guys watching are interested in how to set up the Doughty token in your MetaMask, how to set up your subscription for Doughty in your back office. I've done it all in one tutorial on YouTube, but we can go through that. We can go through that on Wednesday. Any questions you've got on that, you can bring it to our Zoom call. So keep an eye in the Telegram groups. Oh yeah, Sarah's just sent the form up again. Keep your eye on the Telegram groups and we'll send you a link for the training sessions. Right, guys, any last minute words, Winnie, before we put my teeth back in?
That's weird. So yeah, put your teeth back in. Just happy birthday and enjoy your holiday. Basically.
Enjoy me oranges.
Oranges.
Oh, Spanish oranges, I can't beat them.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And bring us monkeys. Yeah, I don't know how you can get how could we get to see monkeys? Maybe if you're outside.
Well, actually, just a quick one before I leave you. I actually found out it's illegal to touch the monkeys. I didn't know that. Last time when I was here, I didn't pick one up because they can be quite volatile. They are wild animals. Yeah. I tried to stroke one, but apparently it's illegal and you can get locked up for touching them. So if they jump on me, I don't know what I do then, you know, because they do. If you're not careful, they will jump on you and try and get in your bag for food and all sorts. Sure. Yeah, interesting thing. Just like Trucker Fletcher's Fred. Yeah. All right, Chris, we're going to get off. Have you got any last words? It's been a strange show this week. It's been all updates and, you know, developments and that. So,
yeah, just a quick one. That thing that comes down that blocks your picture off when you go to log in and all that. Do I just click yes?
It depends, Chris, whether you want to take advantage of the Doughty token pre-sale. Now, the pre-sale means that you can buy the tokens at $2. If you don't want to do that, they go on sale to the public exchanges in April, and you'll get them for $3. So it's purely if you want to take advantage and get them cheaper before they go public. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll have a batch because I haven't had out for the last 2 years, so there's it's not losing out, it's leaving it sitting in there for another month.
Well, do you know what, Chris? I like that frame of mind. I really do, because ultimately, I'll say it again, it's about supporting the platform as well as forward thinking and saying, well, you know, how can I go wrong? At the end of the day, it's another part investment within the company. You've got your plots, you've got your stone plots, you've got your bronze plots. Now you get a bit of Doughty. So if you want to, have you watched the tutorial yet or not?
No, not yet, mate. No, I'll have a look at that in a bit.
Right. Can I suggest you don't do that until after Sunday training? We'll go through it then.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, mate. Let's learn before we click buttons, yeah?
Yeah. I've got a call coming in at 10 o'clock, so I'll not be about after this. But, yeah, after Sunday, we'll be all right.
No problem. We'll go through that together on the show then. Awesome stuff.
Hopefully next week, we've got a better signal at this end. We should have finished our dispute with the utility company.
Yeah, they need knocking into touch, Chris.
They need knocking out.
All right then, guys. Thanks ever so much for joining us for episode 23, I believe we were on. 23, Mastering the Art of Monkey Business, all the way live from the Rock of Gibraltar. Thanks for turning up. We look forward to seeing you next week. If you've got any questions, comments, hit us up on Telegram or Discord. Send us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. You take care, look after yourselves, and we'll see you very soon. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.